I want to bring in now a terrific guest, former Chrysler CEO Bob Nardelli. Bob, so wonderful to have you here. Of course, you were CEO of Chrysler from what, 2007 to 2009, which, if I'm not mistaken, was right in the middle of the financial crisis. So you have a lot of interesting experience in the motor industry. But with regard to electric vehicles, it still feels to me that the general driving public does not want to be forced into driving an electric vehicle. What say you?
Yeah. Well, Ashley, you're exactly correct. My timing was not too impeccable back then with Chrysler. But let's reflect for a moment. Back during that period, Obama and Biden issued the CAFE standards, where they were exactly trying to do what Biden's doing now. They basically said the average mileage for an internal combustion engine had to increase significantly, therefore limiting the number of Ram trucks I could produce. So we had to produce smaller cars. The consumer said, no thanks, and they had to find an off-ramp then. Now let's look at something. The installed base today is 278 million cars. When I was at Chrysler, the average age was 11 years. It's now grown to 12.6 years. Consumers still saying, I'll make the decision on what I want to buy. Administration, yet another debacle with EVs. You're not going to force me to do that. We just heard from Kelly about how Tesla really missed the number in the first quarter, but BYD missed it even further. They were only at 301,000. If you look at Rivian, you look at Pneu, Fisher, Lucas, I mean, Ashley, these people, Rivian lost, 5.4 billion last year. So they're having one heck of a time. These startups are just not going to make it. And one more point, you experienced this on your trip.
Yes.
There's 64,000 EV charging stations compared to 196,000 gasoline stations. There's 1.8 million charging stations in China. It's a phenomenon. Now, when you went to a gasoline station, did the pump work? Sure. When you went to charge, as I recall on your trip, you had a lot of problems trying to get that vehicle charged to get back to New York City, my friend. So this is just another, another issue, another debacle by this administration trying to create a revolution versus allowing an evolution, as we heard from your last presenter. This will happen, but you can't force it down consumers' throats.
That's exactly right. All right, switching gears, so to speak, to the broad economy, Bob. Mortgage rates still high, gas and oil prices on the rise, but President Biden's still able to maintain his bright outlook. There's a disconnect about how he describes the economy and what the people will tell you.
Well, I say we have the best economy in the world. We got to make it better. We really do have the best economy in the world. Jobs are up more than they've ever been. We're in a situation where the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years is maintained. We have people look, I think we're going to find out that what happened is a consequence of the crisis we had in health is going to have a lasting effect. And we just got to get people to move again. We're ready. I mean, I think the country's ready to come together in a way that I mean that sincerely. I'm truly optimistic.
Well, you know what, Bob? He can tell you till the cows come home how great it is, but I hear from a lot of people how expensive groceries are. It's getting more expensive to fill your vehicle. You know, you got mortgage rates higher. People can't get into the housing market. I don't know what economy he's describing.
It certainly isn't the economy I live in every day, Ashley. Let's look at another debacle. First thing he did was basically give up energy independence, right? He then put out another proclamation about LNG. If we could export LNG, it's one of the biggest geopolitical things we could have, Ashley, working with Germany to supply them with energy versus having to buy from Russia. I deal in Fortune 500, middle market, lower middle market, and I would tell you the tail of inflation continues to haunt us. Interest rates are killing our middle market companies. We've had interest payments go from $2 million to $12 million, one particular company, relative to the inflation rates in the rates that we're seeing by the Fed. So we may be the best, economy in the world, but I would tell you we are under tremendous stress, and we're seeing continual layoffs. If you look at the government employment record, I think they were the second largest creator of jobs last year. Yet I don't see any return on that investment as a taxpayer. Ashley, you may have the same point of view. So it was really healthcare, it was hospitality, it was travel, and the government that created most of these jobs, not manufacturing jobs, which is at the heart of the economy for this country.
Bob Nardelli, an absolute privilege to talk to you today, Bob, and always with plenty of common sense. Thank you so much for joining us.